Stephen Hunter, hand it up back here.
Stephen,
Yes.
what's your last name? Hunter? Stephen Hunter. Second nominee for Vice President. Any other nominees for Executive Vice President? Motion to close the nomination for the Executive Vice President. Kevin. And second by Roger. King? Yes, Roger King.
Gotta be somebody else out here.
Oh, it's got to be somebody else out there? What's your name?
Tony
Tat. Okay, they know you. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, opening nomination for treasurer.
I nominate Mr. Harris.
Kevin nominates Crystal. I accept. She accepts. Any other nominees for treasurer? A motion to close? Motion to close? Motion to close by? Second?
Seconded.
Paul Willis, and Quinn. Paul Willis.
Paul. For Vice President. Did Jason accept the motion for the Vice President?
Yes.
Nomination, yes. Treasurer is closed. Open nomination for Secretary. I nominate May Adams. May Adams. She accepts.
I nominate Miracle Long.
Miracle Long. Miracle. Miracle. For Secretary. I'll accept. Okay. Any others for Secretary? Nominate, what is it? Motion to close. I'm motion to close. Motion to close. Second? Kevin? Opening for VP for Secretary of State.
I nominate Tim Quinn.
Nominate Tim Quinn.
I accept.
Yes, for Secretary of State. Yes, Vice President. Yes, VP of Tim Quinn. Tim Quinn. Any other nomination for Secretary of State? Motion to close? Motion to close. Miracle, motion to close. Second? I second. Yes. Open for nomination for E-Board member, 660.
I nominate Darlene Sumner.
Who was that?
Darlene Sumner.
Darlene Sunder, and she said Sutherland.
I nominate Yasir Lala.
Nomination for
Lala.
Yasir Lala.
I accept.
And he is I nominate Lisa Prue. Lisa Prue, nominated. Wait a minute. Who was it?
Well, you skipped. There was a nomination for Lisa.
For Lisa? Sorry. That's okay. Lisa, what's your last name? Prue. R-E-W. And then we had a nomination back there. Tony Tat. And he is the... Any other nominees?
I nominate Miracle Long.
Miracle Long.
Miracle Long can only be nominated for one office.
She can only be nominated for one, and she's already been nominated. Any other nominations?
Paul. I nominate Paul. Nominate Paul.
Fargo?
E-Board.
E-Board?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take it.
Thank you.
He accepts.
I accept that. Biscuit and all.
Oh, really?
No.
I have a question.
I nominate Wayne Crawford. He has a letter.
Oh, yes.
He has a letter.
We have a letter from Wayne Crawford that says, I wish to be nominated for the E-Board. He's accepted. So that's Wayne Crawford. Okay?
You can take as many.
Any other?
You can take as many.
Do you have any other nominations? Did you have a question?
No, I was just, that was the question.
Okay. Huh? Any other nominees for the E-Board?
I nominate Kathy Watson.
Who?
Kathy Watson.
Kathy Watson. Do you accept? Do you accept? Don't be listening to Kevin. Do you accept? No, he does not accept. He does not accept. Any other nominees for the E-Board?
How many you have?
We have 6. Motion to close?
I make the motion to close.
Motion to close. Second? Second? Who?
Tony.
And that does it for the nominees. Yes. Stephanie's gonna read them all.
Okay, for president, accepted, Kevin Key, accepted. Vice president, we have Jason Lacy, he accepted, and Stephen Hunter, accepted. Treasurer, Crystal Perry, accepted. Secretary, Miracle Long, May Adams, they both accepted. Secretary of State, Vice President Tim Plant, accepted. Executive Board, Darlene Sunderland, Yasir Lala, Lisa Frew, Tony Tutt, Paul Willis, Wayne Crawford. They all accepted.
Nominees are now closed. Next order of business, Kevin?
We get to go home. Yeah, I know you we had a member who passed away. His name was Fred, and Miracle would like to speak to you briefly before we get started about Fred. I'd like to take a moment of silence to honor Fred. So, there you go, man.
Fred worked in the medical center for 27 years, maybe a little bit more, and passed away all of a sudden where he's not from Columbus, he's from Detroit, so of course his co-workers, where there's a couple of them here at this moment, never got to say goodbye to him, and I just thought we should take a moment of silence. A moment of silence for Fred, because he was at all these meetings, even though he was off from work and injured, he would make it to every one of these meetings, and I kind of thought about him this morning when I walked in here at 5:30 to see Fred walking through here. I won't see him walking through again, so I just wanted to take a moment of silence for Fred. Thank you, everybody.
We will resume the normal order of business. start with the treasurer's report. And I believe, those of you who don't have it, you can find a copy of the treasurer's report at the back table.
Good morning, everybody. For August 1st through August 31st, 2017, for the beginning of the month, we started with a balance of $96,684.27. Deposits for the month being $38,869.43. Debits being $48,193.07. Regular checks paid $26,776.02. Electronic withdrawals $14,913.75. Other debits being $6,503.30. For the money market, $32,394.16. Deposits being $1,098.71. Interest earned $2.80, brings the balance to $33,495.67. For the Premier checking, total for the month $87,360.63. Total assets for the month totaling $120,856.30. For the month, we paid for arbitration, parking passes, the national convention, in addition to that, just election things like materials and things like that. So that's why debits were so big for the month. I also explained to the e-board we need to kind of be prepared for that for October as well, because the month of September actually takes the process through. So we'll be looking at lost wages, mailing things out, again, supplies and all those other things, as well as really solidifying who's going to do this parking lot. As you can see, the neighbor's parking lot looks amazing and kind of makes ours look bad. So, but really getting somebody in the door to do that. In addition, Tim had brought up a great question during the e-board meeting as far as us accepting rent from upstairs. So sometimes you'll see the off numbers. So like for last month, it was $1,098. That is because when we received like payments back, like overpayments, the $98.71 was for Ohio BWC overpayment. So for those things, they go into the money market just because with Huntington Bank says that it's a stamper, so I stamp it, and that is where it goes. So again, want to make sure that I address it. If it's not just a solid $1,000, it's probably an overpayment or something like that that is going directly to the money market. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the month of August for the Treasurer's Report? Questions, comments, or concerns? $5. Well, who's using the clock on that? Questions, comments, or concerns?
Can I get a motion to accept the treasurer's report as given? Can I get a second? Second. All in favor signify by the sound of aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion passed. I don't know if you guys noticed, there was only 3 people. The election committee started out with 5. They have been dropping. And so there will be, I will be looking for 2 additional members to help them when the balloting process takes place. And so just want to let you guys know that there were additional members. One of them got laid off at the Secretary of State. That particular county decided afterwards that he did not want to come forward and move forward. So I will be taking to appoint 2 others to help them. You will be compensated lost wages. I'm not asking for like volunteers at the moment, but there's going to be 2 extra active teams so that they will be able to get those ballots counted in some quick fashion. So I just want to let you guys know that. We'll start with the next bullet talks about volunteering and internal organizing. We are going through, at this point in time, an internal organizing process. We have an organizer come down from Dayton every week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Starts almost roughly whenever we can say we've got some place for her to go. But she needs volunteers. She needs people to help her get into the workforce, to the work area. Got passes, so here I'm looking for volunteers. There are some of you who may have an off day on that Wednesday, Friday, Monday, who will be willing to grant her access to your area, speak to those members who are fee payers, and see if we cannot begin to dwindle that number. To our count, we still have about 430, 420 fee payers. That's still a large number. In the last 5 weeks, we've knocked that number down by at least 150. We've got a goal of 30 members a week until we get it down to some very low number. So I'll be looking for and hoping that you all will be willing to volunteer. Use the word again, volunteer, to walk around, to aid. Her name is Tamika, in your area, speaking with members so that we can get this number down as far as our payers are concerned. So you don't have to volunteer today, but if you want to volunteer, you can leave your name at the back table, write it down, a contact number, maybe a contact email address, so we can contact you and speak to you, give you the fee payers in your area, find out who you know, who you don't know, and if you're able to help us in that process of becoming more organized and having more card-carrying members. You also see on your list layoffs and SOS. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to step back for a moment, and I'm going to ask Tim Quinn to speak to you all about the layoffs that have been occurring or about to occur at the Secretary of State.
So this is the second round of layoffs our office has had to go through. They are officially letting 4 people go on the 15th, next Friday. One person, as Kevin already mentioned, Joe, has already chosen to leave, and he was on the elections committee. You know, their reasoning is lack of work. However, every month you can go on the Secretary of State's website or read his press releases, and we've done more business than we did the month previous. We do have an active grievance on the 40-day notice they provided because we believe that it's not valid. We received their response Tuesday. They denied the grievance, which wasn't a big surprise. And it's, in my personal opinion, this is to further the political career of one individual, and it's nobody that works for us. It's an attack the same way it was when they laid off the call center that sent jobs up to Cleveland. It's just not real good right now. So it's important that you vote, you pay attention to the issues and the candidates, not just the top of the ticket, but down ticket races, even going down to your, state senators, state representatives. I encourage everybody to be as informed as possible and vote. I mean, that's what we have. So, thanks.
Your next item for discussion, if you look at it, it's SME, FOD. It's really sort of FOD in the hospital. And the SME stands for subject matter expert. The more I think about it, it's a new position that they are creating inside of those areas. And I'm going to, once again, you guys to know it, I'm going to yield the floor. And Jason, you're back there roaming around. And so, talk about the SME and FOD.
Good morning, everybody. We have a kind of a new training ABC program coming into FOD, or what they would like to bring into FOD, possibly get into student life in the other areas of the university. What they want to do is take some of our more skilled technicians that we have and put them into training roles. Be somewhere around the number of 10 to 12 trainers at this point who would be a specialist in their field. If you're a plumber, you're a specialist in the plumber's field. There'd be a certain amount of curriculum that we'd have to teach. They're talking half-hour to hour classes, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. They're looking to select those guys relatively quickly. We've been having conversations. There's a negotiation going on right now over pay. We believe those trainers, whoever's selected, should receive some additional pay, compensation for doing that job. This is going to take place of the old ABC apprenticeship program that we had in FOD that some of you guys are familiar with. We're also looking into a JCRC, which is classification reviews at the university. This whole thing ties into the new classifications that they want to roll into. The new classifications is supposed to modernize us and make us the workforce of the future. Really what it's doing is making us a broadband workforce is what it's going to do. So instead of specializing in electricians or plumbers or air qualities, you're going to be all three and then call it building ops tech or a building specialist tech or something along those lines. So, we were talking in the board meeting a little bit. A lot of this is coming from the push of there's not very many skilled trades out there right now. We're about 60% understaffed in the city of Columbus for skilled trade work. And if you see what's going on in Florida really quick with all the hurricanes, those natural disasters are terrible for people, but for the economy, it boosts the economy because you need stuff to rebuild and put things back together and all those things. The problem is there's not a skill force to do it right now. So they want to train, not that our training directly impacts that, but there's such an underwhelming loss of skilled trade talent out there that they feel, and FOD feels, that they need to get this going now, immediately, starting immediately. So they wanted to start it about 3 months ago, 4 months ago, but timing just didn't work out with everything else that was going on with the power plant and everything else. So be looking for that to roll out in your areas. We're not sure how they're going to select the SMEs yet. That's up for debate too. So I do know it's primarily going to be 2s and 3s. 2s out of FOD, 3s out of the hospital that will be eligible or possibly selected. Trying to think of anything else real quick. Those guys that are selected will have to go through some sort of a training program, to train the trainer program, and then you'll get a certification in that. Once you get certified, that's when whatever negotiated raise we negotiate will kick in. And then that pay will stay, as far as we're concerned, as long as you're at the university. So, yeah, if any of the skilled guys out there have any suggestions, please grab me, talk to me, and we'll move those forward. I think we set to meet next Friday, right? Next Friday. So, and they're looking to roll this thing out. So you may start hearing stuff about this even this week. You may hear some stuff about this coming out. Thank you very much.
Before you leave, Jason, before you leave, any questions? Any questions? No questions? Third bullet is EBS compensation. The next one is EBS compensation. We just closed the deal this Friday for more compensation for our EBS staff. And for that, I'm going to once again yield the floor and let Ms. Harris speak to you all about the EBS compensation in all areas.
Sorry. So this has kind of been something that's been going on for a couple of months now, just to talk about raising the minimum in order to attract individuals for EBS in the hospital, FOD, as well as student life. The university recognizes that, one, it's becoming harder to retain people at the low wage that EBS is at. Actually, it's one of the lowest paying grades for the university. So the discussion is that beginning on October 1st, all CW1s, custodial worker 1s, will receive a 30-cent raise. For the hospital and student life, they will be moving most CW1s to CW2s, so they will receive, per contract, 60 cents or 5%, whichever is greater for that individual. For FOD, it's different. They will not push the CW2 until December 1st, and in that, they will receive the 30 cents October 1st for the CW1. Once they go through the training and become a CW2, they will retroact. No retro pay. Once they pass the CW2, beginning December 1st, they will receive 60 cents or 5% from their wage on September 30th, if that makes sense. So I'll give you like this. Okay, so for the 30 cents, again, so say for example, if I didn't want to move to the CW2 December 1st, I only get the 30 cents. If I want to move to CW2 December 1st, contract says that you receive that bump in pay, which would be the 60 cents moving to CW2 or 5%, whichever is greater. However, they're going to take the 30 cents away that I received for being the CW1. Yeah. That's right. Want me to put it in simpler form? Absolutely. Simpler form is everybody's going to receive the 30 cents if they're making. So if you decide to go on and be the CW2, so you're basically going to get the reps that were taking up to 60 cents or the 5%. So it won't be 30 cents plus 60 cents or 30 cents plus the 5%. It will be taking you up to the 5%.
So whatever the difference is.
Yes.
The difference in what you did receive. So I'll restate it. Starting October 1, all CW1s, with the exception of those on the branch campuses, will receive 30 cents across the board. Starting in the month of September, in student life, they will begin, in September, you're going to start the process of selecting by seniority your desire to move to a CW2, and that will be done by seniority in location. So you can move from one spot to another spot, but the CW2 spots will become open based on seniority in student life. Now, you will not move into those positions until October 1. In the hospital, they believe that 90% of all EBSs, 95%, will become a CW1, or 2 should I say, a CW2 on October 1. All those who are working in patient care areas will become CW2, all of them. And from what they tell us, that's 95% of the EBS staff. That is both main campus and OSU East, that will occur. So if you're working in the EVS area, I'll give you questions after. If you're working in the EVS area in the hospital on October 1, and you're working in patient care areas, you should become a CW2. Now, in FOD, and that's a little different there, they will not be rolling out their CW2 immediately. On October 1, they all will get 36 across the board additional, and they will start a EVS program to train you to become a CW2. And those who complete that program then will be entitled to the additional. And so if you got that 30 cents, you go through the program. The program started out with 60 cents for CW2, 5%, whichever is greater. You too will be awarded that difference or what that would have been if you became a CW2 immediately. So that's how that will occur. In the branch campuses, with the exception of Marion, there will be no raises for CW2. Marion has its own program, which I think I kind of detailed last month, which is actually better than the one that they presented here on main campus, but they believe they have a special problem in Marion trying to compete with a shopping mall, which is right across from the university, and nobody in the shopping mall makes less than, I guess, 11, 16 hours, so they're losing everybody to the shopping mall, so Marion campus got a significant range for the EBS staff shopping mall. Then this advancement, which is here on campus, and that's Blackwell Hotel, Fawcett Center, and then it's advanced. And then in our dining services, what we call our utility dining worker, which is really a custodian inside the dining facilities, will receive an additional 30 cents, and they too will not be using the CW2 title. So now I see my friend over in the corner has her hand up. I'll give you one more. And there will be a shift diff in FOD, $1.50 to the CW2 staff in FOD. We're trying to see if we can get that to move to the other areas. Now, Miracle, you got a question? Ask a question.
It's kind of for the stewards inside the medical center. Student Life had an announcement about the upgrade in the pay rate for the custodial workers, I think yesterday. In the medical center, that has not happened yet. So I'm just telling you guys before you go out, just start telling people the announcement has not came out in the departments yet because it was not signed off on after our meeting. They had to wait for one of the big people to get back in town to sign off on it. So it's not signed off in the medical center, even though it's going to happen.
And I will add that in Student Life, there will be a series of meetings this coming Wednesday, speaking to the EBS staff. They'll start at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we'll go from one area to the other, trying to detail what this will look like and how it will be rolled out. And I expect to hear some stuff about the seniority piece inside of it, but that will begin this Wednesday at 7 a.m. Now, any questions? 27. Ask, question, ask, get it.
Will only be for the CW1, not for the custodial leave and for the...
Custodial leaves will get in all of them too. I just mentioned them. Custodial leaves are included too.
Okay.
So when I say they're included, that's how that extra 30%.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
And so we have to look at, which I believe, we didn't really singularly answer that question. I think the lead is higher than the 2. Yeah, I think so. So, well, I have to bring that little care up on Monday. I'm sorry.
So what was your answer?
I have to talk about it on Monday. Any other questions? No other questions? Can I get a motion to accept all the reports that you heard? Now, we're going to make this quick. All the reports that you heard? I got a motion by Charlie Feather, a second by Paul Willis. All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign. This is stewards reports or committee reports. Any stewards want to give a report? I think that kind of happened already. But any stewards want to give a report? How about any old business? Any old business? Any new business?
What about parking with the, since they took down Cannon, the polo lots?
Okay.
So right now, like what's kind of going on is a couple of the members, union members are having to travel back and forth to the new parking lot.
Yeah.
So, and that's actually, honestly, it's adding an extra hour to even more to their day. Is there anything that maybe we can do for them?
Well, at this point in time, as you know, the moving of Cannon Road, they believe that they had a plan in place. They thought that the new spot would be running buses every 3 minutes. But from what I've heard or what I understand, they are not every 3 minutes. And there's a wide gap in between them. And so I think sometimes, let's just say the best laid plans don't work. There's no other better way to say that. So what you're seeing is headaches of what they thought was were prepared for visually or mentally, and they really put it into effect to get more. And so this Monday, I think I'm sitting right now, but me and Mr. Lacey will be going to TTM at 10 a.m. and we'll be discussing those things and some other issues in that particular area. I've been told that it's causing child care issues and all kinds of things, so, but they have to fix it. They want to see it fixed. It's very important to them that we're able to work out all the bugs, but it's the first week, so what you're getting is the things I think they weren't really prepared for, or they didn't envision, put the plan in action, and it's really greater, let's say there's a greater number of people than they were prepared for, and they thought they were ready. And so that's my answer, but we'll start working on at 10 a.m. Monday morning. And you state your name and then your question.
My name is Greg McCartney. I'm MR3 with
Greg McCartney.
Well, we had a discussion with a couple of people last night, and we were talking about, since they took away all the parking, you know, and they moved everybody, they permanently lost some parking spaces, and since they privatized the parking, they may up the parking substantially. We were wondering if they're going to up the price of the parking the following year to try and make up for those losses.
Well, that's something I really can't answer. We got a private company now, and I'm sure one of the things that was written in the deal, the company probably looking for some type of compensation for that. Typically how those deals are written, but that company right now, the way the contract is written, has the ability to raise rates every year. And so that's a part of their deal, and they begin to get more and more money. But it's a private company, we don't have anything to do with it, and hopefully it doesn't happen, and if it does happen, you don't get it as bad as those of us who buy A's. It's not as bad as it, you know, we dream it's going to be. It is privatized, and maybe we'll see the error of the waves as we move forward. It might become a nightmare, but you know, that's where we are. Well, yes, Mr. Lawler.
To talk about the parking, I think if anybody else has issues, they should bring it to the management team and, you know, get feedback. So definitely that's how they can fix problems. I know we have some situation at the medicine, and we went to upper management, and they did help some of the workers case by case. So, you know, you need to get with your management team and let them know what problems or whatever you guys have, and maybe they can, flex or do something to give you some more time. So I think that should work. If not, since our unions do it, and maybe they can take the message.
Yeah. Any other new business? Any other new business? Can I get a motion? To adjourn the meeting and have a drawing.
I make the motion.
I second.
Slow down. Motion, moved by Crystal Harris, second by second by Stephanie Johnson in the back. How about that? CWA, Stephanie Johnson. All in favor, signify by the sound of aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Aye. You cannot. All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion passed. Oh, 29. Time to draw. Is everybody, those who can, does everybody get a ticket? Come on here. You'll get a full. Come on, I got some full. Take it up. Last four numbers. 5, 0, 2, 4. $50. Diane Buford, Franklin County Veterans. Put your hand in there. Last 4, 5, 0, 1, 7. I see 2 hands going up. You got it, baby. You got it. Come on. See you being funny. Don't be funny. You being funny. Come on. Your name is? Lawan Carter.
2 birds. $75. 5, 0, 2, 3. Bart, kick. You dropped it?
Give you $20 for it.
Bart is one of our newest members. What we call members only. He's in management over in.
Commend you for being honest. Appreciate it, sir.
His name is Bart Ridgewell. So come over here and stop. Come over here and stop. All right. And as I was saying, Bart is one of our newest members. He's a members only. Business finance, Bart? You work in business finance? You work in business finance? I told you. They wrong. So for those that you want to know, we have the ability to line managers, whoever, into a membership, under the members on the contract. And we have a couple of them there, so we got a lot of them, especially in this life. We don't negotiate their wages, but we do fight for them.
Oh, no, it's okay.
When it comes to incorporated us. And so, I believe this is his first time attending.
And he
He
went.
walks away with $75. Yes.
I just want to thank the people that came in early to help me out. Beth came in here, Crystal came in here, Robert King came in to help me prepare the food and everything, so I'd like to give them a hand.
Thank you for always being up earlier than us.
Actually, you guys adjourned the meeting when we did the drawing, but you gonna make a motion. We actually made a motion to adjourn the drawing. The drawing has occurred and
And we're on.
so get some more food, but